Welcome to Mondays with May from Arts for All. My name is Mélissa, and I am a teaching artist with Arts for All. If you've had me in your classroom, or if you've been watching here, you might recognize me as Miss May. Hello! For those of you that don't know Arts for All offers accessible artistic opportunities to children in the New York City area, and we are always incorporating our 5 core values, working to build self-confidence, self-expression, teamwork, resilience, and creativity in children. And our focus does remain in New York City, but through all of our new virtual content and learning opportunities, we are so happy to have children from anywhere be able to join us live or on the replay. Make sure you tell us in the comments where you are watching from. I'm coming to you live from my apartment in Brooklyn, New York. I'm going to stand up and get this show moving. We're going to warm up our bodies. As we do that, copy me as best as you can, but change anything you need to so that it feels good and safe on your body and in your space. So I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to start by sending my energy upwards. How does it look on your body to send your energy up? Maybe it's going up on your toes. Maybe it's jumping, reaching up high. Now send your energy downwards. And what does downwards energy look like? Down, down, down. And again, upwards energy. Up, 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 up. Send your energy up, up, up. And send your energy down, 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 down. That's my dog Candy Girl is here stretching with me today as well. And now we're going to reach over to one side and stretch and reach and say, ooh, ooh, that feels good. Ooh. And reach on over to the other side and say, ah, ah. Now I'm going to open my legs real wide. I'm going to open my hands and open my mouth. And I'm going to bend my knees and say, oh, wow, 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 wow. Then I'm going to do and say twist. The other way, twist. Let's do that again. Reach and say, ooh, ooh. Reach the other way, say, ah, ah. Open real big. Say wow, 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 wow. And twist. And twist. All right. Now we're going to move our head. We're going to look up to the ceiling. Look down to your toes. Look up to the ceiling. Look down to your toes. Ceiling, toes, ceiling, toes, ceiling, toes, ceiling, toes, ceiling, toes, ceiling, toes, and nod your head. Say yes. Yes. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Say yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Look over one shoulder. Your other shoulder. Over one shoulder to your other shoulder. Look from shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. I'm looking shoulder, 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 shoulder. Shake your head. Say no. No way. No. No. Say no means no. Now we're going to move our shoulders. Can you move your shoulders like a bike? Like you're riding a bike? Get them going, get them rotating. We go the other way. Can you shrug your shoulders up? Say, I don't know. And drop them. Shrug. Say, I don't know. And drop them. And shrug and drop. 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 And give your shoulders a shimmy. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake them, shake them. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Now we're going to move our hips. We're going to do some hip bumps. If you're with a friend, maybe you can hip bump them or just hip bump your imaginary buds. We're going to go one way 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to do 4 bumps each way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 8, then 4. Can you guess what we're going to do next? 2. We're going to do 2 each way, then 1 each way. You can count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right. Now the last part of our warm-up is we're going to shake out our entire body. From our fingers to our toes, the top of our heads, all around. We're going to count down from 10 all the way down to 0. Ready? You can count down out loud with me. Make sure you're being safe on your body and in your space. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And have a seat. I feel warmed up. I'm going to have a sip of water. All right. How do you feel? You're feeling nice and warm. Sometimes once we get our body moving, that gets our brains ready. Now, today and this week, a lot of people here are celebrating Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are celebrating Indigenous cultures, Native American heritage and history. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. So I'm going to start by borrowing something from a different organization. I'm borrowing a land acknowledgement from the New Victory Theater, which is another theater in New York City also that has a great education department. And I'm going to share this. We are going to acknowledge the land that we're on. I told you I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, New York. You might be watching from a different place. So you can, later on, we can go back and do some research and make this personal to where you are. So we wish to respect and honor the histories of the Indigenous First Nations peoples who once inhabited, that means lived on, and protected the land where we are. Prior to colonization by Europeans, the 5 boroughs that make up the city of New York were inhabited by the Lenape, Merrick, Canarsie, Rockaway, and Mattanock nations. It's important to acknowledge the peoples of these nations, their cultures, their communities, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. We're acknowledging that these people groups were here a long, long time ago. They're still here, and they will continue to be here. The land on which I, Mélissa, and Arts for All stands was once part of the land protected by the Lenape peoples and was founded upon exclusions and erasures of many Indigenous peoples. That means that New York City, and maybe whatever city you're in, has become what it is by taking away a lot of the Indigenous people and cultures. The intention of this land acknowledgement is to demonstrate our fervent commitment to educating ourselves and sharing information about the enduring consequences of settler colonism. And that is something that I want to be doing, is learning more and sharing more when I can about Indigenous people and their culture. All right. We are going to get ready now to read a book. Let's get ready to read. Today's book is by an Indigenous author. And when she wrote it specifically with Indigenous children in mind. But that doesn't mean that if you aren't Indigenous that you can't also enjoy this book. So it's for everyone, and she made it really, really with those people in the front of her heart and her mind. Today's book comes from the library. You already know I love the library. It's called My Heart Fills with Happiness. And since it's Thanksgiving week and a lot of people are thinking about what they're thankful for, I thought this would be a good book for today. I love this first picture. It says, "My Heart Fills with Happiness" by Monique Smith, illustrations by Julie Flett. My heart fills with happiness when I see the face of someone I love. I think a lot of you can relate to that. Maybe you can think of someone who makes your heart fill with happiness when you see them. When I smell bannock baking in the oven. Bannock is a kind of bread. It's similar to fry bread. You bake it in the oven and you tear it apart and you share it. Maybe you've never had bannock, but maybe there's something else that you really like to eat. And when you get to eat it or when you smell it, it gives you that warm feeling. When I sing, I love to sing. Maybe you do too. Here are two people singing on a bench playing their instrument. My heart fills with happiness when I feel the sun dancing on my cheeks. There she is with the sun dancing on her cheeks. I walk barefoot on the grass. When I dance, my heart fills with happiness when I hold the hand of someone I love. That's true for me too. My heart fills with happiness when I listen to stories. And here's a picture of an elder person. This person looks like they're older and they're telling stories to younger folks. Sometimes hearing stories could be reading from a book, but sometimes you get to hear stories from people in your family, older people in your family. And in our book from last week, we also learned that it's a very kind thing to do to listen when people want to share their stories with you. So it's a very kind thing to do, and it could fill your heart with happiness. When I drum, everyone go ahead and drum on your lap. That could bring you happiness in your heart. What fills your heart with happiness? I want to know. That is the end of our book. And I do want to know, what fills your heart with happiness? That can be another way of saying, what are you thankful for? So make sure you tell us in the comments, what is something that you are thankful for? What is something that fills your heart with happiness? All right. I want you to go ahead and write those things in the comments, and we are going to get ready for our dance break. All right, for today's dance break, we are dancing to a song called Indigenous Peoples Day by an artist named Fyütch. And on the song, there is going to be a chant. So first, we're going to listen to the chant and the words. It's going to be translated in English on the screen, and I'll say it out loud of what the chant's saying. And then we're going to get up and dance for 60 seconds. You can move your body any way you like. All right, here we go. We are Indigenous peoples. We are still here. Give us back the land now. We will take care of her. Let's dance.
Show love to the indigenous ones, from ancestors to those still alive. Sing. One earth, one people, one love. People of the earth. One earth, one people, one love. It's time to stand together. One earth, one people, one love. 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 Time to right these wrongs. One earth, one people, one love. Stand together as one. One earth, one people, one love. One earth, one people, one love. One earth, one people, one love. My people, your people, all people.
All right, I'm finding a comfortable seat. And we are going to take a moment to cool down and collect our breath. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to use my hands to scoop the air around me as I take the big breath in. Another. Last one. Now give yourself a squeeze. Give yourself some love. Give yourself a little rub or pat on the back. And just take a moment, put your hands on your heart, and just think about what it is that makes your heart happy. All right. Okay, now let's think of some things we can do after this program to keep thinking and learning about the Indigenous people, the Native people of the land we're on, and ways to show our gratitude and thankfulness. So first, find out whose land you're on. So we're going to put a link in the comments. There's a website you can go to, get a grown-up to help you, or you can text a phone number. If you tell them where you are, it'll give you information of whose land you're on. I am on Canarsie and Munsee Lenape land. Tell us in the comments if you find out whose land you're on. The next thing you can do is to make your own land acknowledgement poster. So I made this one. It says, "You are on Lenape land." And it's the Department of Arts and Culture. The United States Department of Arts and Culture has provided a ton of templates that you can use if you'd like. So we're going to put the link to that in the comments as well. You can use a template and fill in once you learn whose land you're on, or you can make your own. Either one. I decided to use one of the templates because I thought it was pretty cool. And what else? Oh, there is going to be a third link in the comments, a resource for parents and teachers to help with more information of ways to go about talking to our young ones about the history of Thanksgiving, the real history of Thanksgiving and Indigenous people and culture. I found the book I read today on there, and there were lots of other really wonderful book recommendations that would take some more conversation to go along with it. So if you're ready to have some of those conversations, You can find lots of good resources in that link in the comments. And also continue thinking about what you're grateful for, what makes your heart happy. If you make any artwork about what makes you grateful or about whose land you're on, I would love to see it. Please, please send us pictures of your projects at learnmore@artsforall.org. And if I have your permission, I'll share on the live anything that people send in if I have permission. So that can be a really fun way to share together and build community here at Mondays with May. Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's Mondays with May. Thank you so much for joining me, whether you're here with me live or whether you're watching on the replay. Make sure you tell us in the comments where you're watching from, whose land you're on, what you're grateful for. If you had a good time with me, tell a friend, share the word, and join us again. You can find replays of previous broadcasts on the Facebook page. Well, from everyone here at Arts for All, we hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
One earth, one people, one love. One earth, one people, one love. One earth, one people, one love.